Good morning. Welcome to the broadcast. This is your friend Malene Robinson, and I'm excited for us to join in today. We've been doing 40 days of wisdom for Christian entrepreneurs. And if this is your first time watching the broadcast, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments it is your first time. Put one ST. That means first. Put first in the comments so that I can greet you personally. Welcome to the broadcast, guys. We are in day 36 of our 40 days of wisdom for Christian entrepreneurs, and it has been phenomenal. For me, it has been phenomenal. And I know for those who have watched and been locked in every single day, it has been transformational. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, everyone that's out there, everyone that's going to watch the live, those that I want to watch the replay. Listen, I am so grateful because through this process, it's crazy because this is day 36, but there is something about when you do something for 30 days, how it changes you and it actually perfects what you are trying to accomplish. So I don't know about you, but day 36 is a blessing for me, and I'm happy to be here. And we've been diving into what are the wisdom from the Bible? What is the wisdom that we need to be successful, to be impactful, to be influential in this time, in this season in the earth? There's so much happening, okay? It's a lot of darkness that is here. But guess what? The light shines brightest at the darkest hour. So I tell you, it is now is the time for us to allow our light to shine bright. Don't dim that light. Let it shine bright. And here is where we gather to be replenished, to be restored, to be encouraged, to be empowered. Listen, we lifting each other up. I'm not doing this on my own. By your mere presence and you showing up every time, being here connected with me, you're lifting me up. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for our time together. Hope you had an amazing 4th of July. It is the 5th. So we're going to get right into it this morning. When you're coming in, say hi, say what's up. Let me know who's rocking with me this morning. So glad that you could be here. I got a question I need to ask y'all because I'm really seriously considering doing a morning show. And I need help with the title. I need help with the title. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion, your thoughts on it. So we're going to talk about that in the middle and somewhere in the broadcast today. But today it's day 36 and we're going to talk about, we've talked about, we're in the right place at the right time. Okay. Being in the right place at the right time. That we also talked about, let me pull up my notes real quick. Then we talked about the right partnerships. And then yesterday we talked about the right posture. What is the posture that we must have in order for us to be effective, in order for us to be influential and impactful in this season of the earth, right? Now, today, I want to talk about something that it is essential for every single one of us. In order for us to go further, faster, we must have the right perimeters. Yes, we must have the right perimeters. You're probably wondering, what are you talking about today? Let's get into it. Great morning, everyone. What's up, Stacy? So good to see you. Listen, welcome to the broadcast. We are on. It's live. We're popping this morning. I'm excited. I don't know about you. I had a great 4th of July. I got a chance to really dive into some things. I didn't go to no barbecue. I didn't do no fires. I done told y'all I don't do fireworks. Okay. I'm not into blowing up stuff. I'm not. I hope you had a great 4th, and I hope you enjoyed your fireworks and the food and all that good stuff. But for me, I was studying. I was in the books. What's up, Sandy? What's up, sis? Yo, what's up? Good to see you. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but it's always good to see people that knew you from back in the day You know what I'm saying? They knew you from high school. Now, I wasn't, kind of popular in high school. I was, oh God, let's not even talk about that. What's up, Sandy? Good to see you, sis. Appreciate you here. Listen, so today we're going to talk about the right perimeters. We're going to talk about the right boundaries. Why is it so important for us to set these boundaries, and how God set boundaries, and we saw the results of those who broke those boundaries, and what happened to all of us because of those boundaries. So let's get into it today. Let me know in the comments that you're ready. Put the word ready, READY. I am ready this morning. Yes, y'all. I'm not a coffee drinker, but y'all could tell I'm a little wired this morning, right? Y'all could tell I'm on 10. I'm on 10 right now. I'm trying to come down. Come on. Just woosah with me. I'm trying to come down, but let's go. Let's get into it this morning. I see you at Facebook. I see my peeps. She said, yo, I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it. Stacy was like, yo, come on, Malene. What's up? You know what time it is? Yes, Stacey, I'm finna bring it. Here we go. Day 36. Let's go. Day 36. The right perimeters, the right boundaries, you got to set those perimeters. You've got to put a line in the sand of this is the right boundaries that we in a relationship, in a business, this is what we expect of all our partners. This is what we expect of all our relationships. This is our standard. So you and I, if we want to be effective and impactful, you got to, at the jump, you've got to have the right perimeters. Now, this is going to take some thought and some intention, right? Because there are 3 things that perimeters do. And we're going to go into the word, and I'm going to show you why God himself, he started this thing. He set parameters for Adam. He set the boundaries for Adam. And when Adam broke the boundaries, the consequences of it. All right. So I want everybody to put in the comments boundaries, because I know a lot of, parameters is not necessarily a more popular word. Boundaries is a more popular word, but we want to stay with the P team. You know what I'm saying? We want to stay with the partnerships. We want to stay the right place at the right time. We want to stay with the P's, y'all. So just rock with your girl. Rock with your girl. I see you on Facebook. You said boundary. Listen, I see you rocking. Let's go. So let's talk about the word, and what does the word have to say about perimeters? Or not perimeters, parameters. And so the scripture says in Genesis 2:15-17 in the New King James Version, it says, then the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to tend and keep it. Hello. The Lord put him in there to work. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. So what are the boundaries here? What are the boundaries that God put in place for Adam, for the man? He said, man, you could eat anything you see. That doesn't sound like a boundary, right? But it is. He's like, anything you see, you can eat it of the tree, right? But the one tree that you can't eat, he didn't say you can touch it. You can touch it, but you cannot eat of this tree, is the knowledge of good and evil. So that's the boundary. There are 3 things that boundary do that we're going to talk about today. It's only 3 things. I know there's a whole lot more, but we're not going to expound on that. When it comes to your business, when it comes to your life, when it comes to you being able to be effective and impactful in the earth, whatever God has called you to be. My friend Sandy, she's an attorney. She deals with will and trust. In order for her to be effective, there are certain things that she has to put in place, certain boundaries that you must put in place to maintain your peace, to maintain your stability. So we're going to talk about today the three things that God did, the three things that the boundaries does for you and I. And the first thing is this: it protects. I want you to put protects in the comments. A boundary protects you from unhealthy relationships. It protects you from unhealthy habits. It protects you from toxicity. Come on, y'all. You can't be effective if toxic people are around you and pulling you in all different types of direction. You've got to protect your heart. You got to, that's why the Bible says to keep your heart with all diligence. What do you think all diligence means? It means all your might, baby, all your strength, everything that is within you. You've got to keep your heart. You've got to keep your mind. That word heart, if you do a study on that word heart, it's comes from the word, I think it's, okay, so the translation, let me put it like that. The translation of that word heart means soul. So there's 7 dimensions of your soul. Okay, I won't get into too much of that, but let me just say your soul, it talks about your mind, your emotions, your will, your intellect, your understanding, your conscience, your subconscious, all of that. So God is saying every part of you, those intricate parts of you, he says, keep it with all diligence. That means you got to go hard, baby. You got to go hard to protect it. And boundaries, when you put those boundaries in place, boom, it does its job if you maintain the boundary. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a fantastic book that I'm actually finishing now called Good Boundaries and Goodbyes. It's here somewhere. I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. Good Boundaries and Goodbyes. If you have a problem, if you struggle with boundaries, let me tell y'all something. You need to get that book. I'm going to put it in the comments. Good Boundaries and Goodbyes. If you struggle with boundaries, setting boundaries, maintaining boundaries, you need to get that book, because that book is going to change the way you govern your life and put boundaries, healthy boundaries in place so that you can do what God has called you to do. All right. So the first thing that boundaries does, or the first thing that the perimeter did for God and for the Adam, was that it protects. He says you can eat everything except for the good, except for the tree of good, knowledge of good and evil. Everything. If you eat that, that's the day you're gonna die. Boom. Ain't no coming back from that. And here's the truth, guys. There are some boundaries that God has put up in our life. And if we cross those boundaries, we experience trauma. We experience tragedy. So I don't know about you. It's in your best interest to know what those boundaries are and to stick with it. All right. Second thing. Number 2. Preserve your peace and intimacy. Oh, that's the second thing that good boundaries does. It preserves you. It maintains your stability. It maintains your productivity. It maintains your focus. Listen, if Adam was focused and he was like, listen, God said this, we ain't finna do this, man. We're not going to eat from this tree. And he stayed focused. It would have preserved his time in the Garden of Eden. We would be going through the stuff we're going through right now. Hello? But, Adam, he got it twisted. Another story for another time. So good boundaries, or the right parameters, will preserve your stability. It will preserve your intimacy. And when I say intimacy, having those close connections, that inner circle, it will preserve your peace. You are safe. There are certain people that you can share stuff with, and certain you like, nah, I'm not about that life. So you have to have the right parameters in order for you to preserve your peace and to move on. Number 3. Y'all ready for number 3? Prioritize. The thing about parameters and boundaries the thing about parameters and boundaries that's super special is that it allows you to prioritize the people, the right people. Let me break that down for you. So, if you set a boundary, okay, let's just do something super simple. You set a boundary. It's like, listen, I'm not taking any business calls on my personal cell. Listen to me. I'm not going to take any business calls on my personal cell after 8 o'clock. That's my time to be with my family after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever it is. You set that boundary. But your assistant is not abiding to the boundary. This is just a scenario, guys. I just want you to think about it. They are consistently breaking that boundary. Now, I have a question for you. Is that a good assistant? Is that an assistant that you want to maintain? And don't get all technical with me and say, well, is it an emergency? Is it a good? No. You have set a boundary and you said, listen, this is my cutoff time. I want to set this boundary in place so that I will maintain my peace and maintain my family structure. There are certain things, certain boundaries you have to put in place so that you can balance everything out and be able to give time and attention to those things that God has put under your supervision. And so when you put a boundary in place, it allows you to prioritize who can be in your inner circle and who can't, who can be an ally and who is actually an enemy. It allows you to see those individuals who respect you and those who don't. So the beautiful thing about boundaries are it allows you to prioritize people and to put them in the right space in your life. You know, I look at relationships like this, like people in our lives. I look at it from this perspective where have you ever seen those ballrooms and they had like this large table and everyone sits at the table, and at the head of the table is, whoever the head is, the father or the grandfather, and then you have the left side, the right side. And so our life is like this big table and people are seated at the table. Based on their level of respect, based on their level to respect your boundaries and to respect your perimeters is where they will be seated. If they way down on the other side of the table and you can barely hear them or see them, they're not a person that respects and honors your boundaries. So you seat them all the way over there. But somebody that is close to you, that they respect your boundaries, they respect your honors and your wishes, and you can trust them with your life. Today, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, understand this. You've got to set the right boundaries, the right parameters, so that you can protect what God has given you, that you can preserve your stability, and you can prioritize the people that are in your life. I felt like that was a TED Talk. I don't know, for some reason, I just felt like that was a TED Talk, but you got it, right? So if we were to sum it up, the right parameters will allow you to protect yourself from unhealthy habits and relationships. It will help you to preserve your stability and your productivity and prioritize the people that need to be in your life. Listen, if this blessed you, if this encouraged you, put a 1 in the comments. I got a question for y'all. I got a question, so don't run away. I got a question. I'm going to make it good. I'm going to make it brief. Y'all know me. I believe that when God speaks, he is clear and he is concise. He ain't rambling. We're the ones that ramble. But the Lord, he doesn't ramble. He is clear. He is concise. So I have a question for you. I'm considering doing a morning show. What is that? Just simply what we're doing right now. Every morning from 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 to 7:30. We may even make it an hour. It just really depends on how things progress. It's all about providing biblical principles that help entrepreneurs level up in life. We want to transform your life from ordinary to exceptional using biblical principles. All right. And so if this is something that interests you, number one, the first question is, if this interests you, I want you to put a 4 in the comments. I want you to put a 4 in the comments. That's the first question. Okay. The second question is, I need to call it something. So I have two names. All right. The first name is Dominate Your Mornings with Malene. Dominate Your Mornings with Malene. I see those hands. Sandy, I appreciate you, sis. Natasha, I see that. Thank you, sis. Stacy, I thank you. Mucho, mucho. Okay. So 4. So we're going to go with 4. Now, the first name is Dominate Your Mornings with Malene. That's the first one. The second one, I was thinking simple. Mornings with Malene. Okay? Just that. So, do you like the first one, Dominate Your Mornings with Malene, or do you like the second one? Just put first and second. First or second. Put it in the comments. Or if you have a name that you know what I'm saying is better, holla at your girl. Y'all know how to find me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. All right. But those are the two names I thought off the top of my head. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to dive right into it. We are on day 36 of 40 days of wisdom. And so we have 4 more days left. After these 4 days, I'm jumping right into the 40 Beatitudes for faith-based entrepreneurs. Stacy was like the first one. All right, Stacy, I hear you, sis. Okay, I hear you. So the first one is Dominate Your Mornings. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. The first one is Dominate Your Mornings with Malene. The second one is Mornings with Malene. Okay. Sandy is like the first one. Okay. Natasha, are you saying the first one? I see you, sis. Why y'all like dominate? Okay. Listen, it's crazy because my brand, hold on. Man, I got to sneeze today. Excuse me. So the brand name that the Lord gave me was Designed to Dominate. And I'm creating an entire, program to teach us, especially female entrepreneurs, how we were designed to dominate. And we're going to dive into the woman design. Oh, listen. Whew. I got chills just even thinking about it. How we are designed, how God fashioned us and formed us. He created the man, right, from the dust of the earth, but he fashioned the woman. Why did he do that? Why did he take his time to fashion us, guys? We're going to get into it. In Designed to Dominate, the program, I'm going to get into it and just understand. When you understand how God and why God created you, you'll understand the warfare that you experience on a daily. You will understand the reason why you go through hell. Straight up. All right. And y'all know me. I'm very open. I'm very transparent. These are things that I've learned and I teach. I teach it because I wish somebody would have told me this in my 20s, in my 30s. But I'm here now. So now that I'm here, it's my duty, it's my responsibility to educate, to teach, to inform, to instruct. That's what our generation is called to do for the younger generation. And I'm Gen X. So we're the last generation. We saw the birth of the internet. So we about that life. We're about that outside playing in the sun, getting home before the street lights. Yeah, we about that life. Y'all want to cross Gen X. You go ahead and cross the millennials, but you don't want none of this smoke. So, okay, guys. So everyone is saying Dominate Your Mornings with Malene. I love it. So we're going to go with that title. So I'm going to change the branding of everything starting the next 40 days. You will start seeing that branding. You're going to start seeing that title. And so if there are others that you think will benefit from their mornings being, infused with the word, y'all invite them to the broadcast. As a matter of fact, this is a good time to share the broadcast. Let them know that we are live every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to keep y'all long. Thank you guys for connecting. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you are ready to take your life to the next level, to transform it from ordinary to exceptional, do me a favor. There's a link in the description. Click on the link and schedule a call. Let's connect. Let's talk and see how I can be of assistance to you. Be blessed. Have an amazing day. And I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place where you're going to dominate your mornings with Malene. Have an amazing day. And I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.